So this is a video I have been wanting to make for a long time, and this in this video I'm going to tell you how to take care of yourself, how I learned to take care of myself, and how you guys can also learn to take care of yourself. So the first thing I've noted down. I think there are 17 points, and I'll just walk you through all of them. This is especially for my younger siblings, my younger sisters, uh, so that they don't have to go through all of the trials and errors that I have gone through and to develop this. So the first thing that I'll tell you is wear a sunscreen every day, starting from your college. When you're in 11th standard, 12th standard, start wearing sunscreen. Um, and also, when you go out in the sun, wear protective clothing like really long sleeves, and wear scarves and hats and caps. And I know that people will call you anything and everything for protecting yourself like that, but it is very essential that you do it. Um, One thing that I'll say is use tinted sunscreens and with SPF above 30, and also protect your lips, possibly with the same SPF like above 30. Um, and yeah, try out different sunscreens. I don't know what will work for you, and stick with it and stick with a consistent face skincare routine. And yeah, to remove the sunscreen, you have to use micellar water. If you don't use it, then you might break out. That's it. The second tip is do light workouts every day. I cannot tell you how. I mean, when I started working out, it was because of my postural issues. It was not because I wanted to look good or I wanted to make a good impression. It was because my back hurt. I used to read a lot when I was a teenager. I used to read lots of books, and you know that about me. And because of that, I developed very, very bad postural issues. Whatever my other activities were apart from studying and apart from academics, they were also very much sedentary, and because of that I had a very bad posture. So I'll say that do your light workouts every day. Don't go extreme on workouts. So when I started working out in, I think it was 11th grade, I would do yoga, and I would do like just 12 yogasanas, okay? 12 Surya Namaskars, and I felt really healthy. Uh, 12 were also good enough for me. But when I shared that with people, I legit people laughed at me and said ki just 12, you're doing only 12. I used to cycle too, and I used to walk, and these are also activities that really contribute to you and your health. But people will laugh at these activities. They will say कि बस इतना करके हो रहा है. What people want is extremes कि मैराथन ही घूम लो, like मैराथन रन करो, या फिर do something कि जिम कर लो आप. But you don't have to do all of that. It will really hurt your hormones, uh, coming from someone who has done it all. And I mean, it took me a year to get my hormones back in line. So don't overdo it. Do really simple exercises. 15 minutes, 20 minutes is good enough. You don't have to get validation. If people laugh at you, don't share it with people. First of all, if you're doing it, don't tell people. No one has to know. And if people are laughing at you, let them laugh at you. We'll see who laughs at when they are 60 years old. Yeah, the third thing is fast like a girl. Now this is a book. You can read it. You can borrow it from me and read it. But I'll say that uh, for me, when I turned 20, actually I used to do it unconsciously or subconsciously beforehand, because as I said, I used to be really focused on my studies and focused on reading and really hyper focused. Because of that, I sometimes forgot to eat, and it would just turn into intermittent fasting. But now that I am 20, I think I am doing it in a better way. You have to, basically, there are windows of time in your monthly cycle in which you can fast, and in which it is very good for you to fast. So you find out about it, and I'll say don't do it right now. I mean, don't make it is something you can do later in life as well, because it requires you to stay in a certain disciplined environment and possibly stay at home. So if you're staying at home most of the days, then I think this will be fine. Or if, like, there is a full day fast or an alternate day fast, or if you're doing more than 24 hours of fasting, you need to be at home. That's what I feel, because especially in the beginning. So that's that. Then floss, tongue scrape, and brush twice a day. Dental health is so important and very underappreciated and undervalued. But as you grow old, you're going to you're going to thank me if you floss. I know it takes a lot of time and it seems like it's a boring thing, but if you develop this discipline, you're going to thank yourself in when you turn 40, 50, in your 40s and 50s, and everyone around you is getting dental problems and you're having really good time with it. um, yeah, and I'll say that for women especially, because our calcium reserves are they go down as we age, especially if we have children, our own biological children, then they go down really down, the calcium reserves, and because of that our teeth are more prone um, to this kind of decay. So I'll say that take care of your teeth and just research on it and take good care of your teeth. You have to do it every day. It is a lifestyle. All of these tips that I'm telling you, you have to incorporate them in your day to day life. And I know that this might sound very excessive. No, how, I mean, it might sound very exhausting and it might sound like एवढं काय करायचंय, but trust me, हे केलं, if you do this, it will give a lot of returns. um, yeah, then yeah, focus zone, no screen spaces. So this is a newer concept and I am trying to implement this, but I'm not, I mean, I have not started it yet. This is a tip that I would give myself right now. Keep a room in your home. It might be your own room, it might be maybe your washroom, or it might be your um, maybe the kitchen, maybe the hall, in which you do not use your phone and you do not use any device in that, no screen in that space. um, and yeah, I think it will really help you. Yeah, and I do think you should do it in a place, in that place where you either meditate or um, you write. I mean, you do your productive work. Like if you write you in that room, then keep your phone out of there, because I mean, it might seem very counterintuitive, but my phone at least kills a lot of my productivity and creativity. So I try to keep it as far away from me when I'm trying to be productive and creative. If you want to be creative, better go out in the nature, better look around yourself rather than going in your phone for inspiration, because inspiration is better found in natural settings rather than, I mean, what you do in Pinterest, and I understand, but I think it's more of a copy paste than real inspiration. You know what I'm talking. The sixth tip is inner work and shadow work. Now, again, very exhausting and a very dicey process. I mean, when I started doing it, for me initially, I felt a lot of emotions bubbling up, and it was the initial period, basically the purge period, I call it, is difficult to navigate through. But if you stick through your inner work journey or your shadow work journey, and you actually journal on your emotions and your triggers and what happened in the day that triggered you, and you grow in that area, you'll have a lot of personality growth, and you'll feel like you're not the same person at the end of the year. And trust me, as you grow older, it becomes, your personality starts becoming stagnant. And if you want to keep improvising, if you want to keep getting better, inner work and shadow work is the way to go. Yeah. uh, then the seventh thing is, cycle sync your life. I mean, you can read this book, Flow. It has a lot of information that is very important, useful for women and girls, especially teenagers. I mean, I would have loved if someone had gifted this book to me when I was 14, 15 years of age, but because that didn't happen, I'm here to tell you, please get a PDF or get a hard copy for yourself, get a soft, whatever, however you like to read, and read that book. Reading, again, is a very good activity for your own self care. But if you're not a big reader, I'll still suggest read these few books. I mean, Flow is good, then, as I said, Fast Like a Girl is good. And I'll make another video for all of the book recommendations for you guys. But just cycle sync your life, or you can Google it. YouTube has some information on this. Then, eighth thing is meditate, affirmations, and gratitude. You'll only understand the benefits of meditation once you start doing it, and they are very slow to come. It is like exercising your brain. So, if you, when the first day when you exercise and you wake up the next day, your muscles are sore, and you understand that, I mean, you don't see any results then, right? And your muscles are sore, so it's a negative. But if you keep doing it every day, you start seeing results. And I'll say the same is true with meditation and affirmations. It will take at least a couple of months, or for me, it took a year for me to actually realize that meditation was helping me. um, Affirmations, I can I mean, they work sooner, like in 20 days you'll see the difference. Sleep affirmations, you can try sleep affirmations. And gratitude is like you it's like cleansing your brain out of all the negativity. So please practice these three things, and your mental health will be in a very good state. Then, okay, the ninth thing is follow your intuition or your heart. And in, like, even if you make wrong decisions initially by following your heart, I still suggest you to follow your heart, because in the end, that's what is going to matter. And even in the middle and right now, that's what is going to matter. And it is very easy to live in fear, it is very easy to be afraid, and afraid of that something terrible might happen to you if you follow your heart. I suggest follow your heart and face the terrible things that will happen to you. This is the journey you were born to have. And don't let people bog you down, or don't let, I mean, people say things like, huh, follow your heart, but take your brain along with your heart. I understand it, but if you are too logical in your decisions, it might, I mean, you might have some regret. And right now, what you have is time. A lot of old, rich, successful people, what they don't have is time. And they can give you all of their riches and all of their success just so that they can get your youth and the time that you have with you. So please just I mean, make good decisions, but I'll say that make love based decisions. Don't make decisions out of fear of, like, don't make decisions out of fear of going hungry or getting broke, when you know that you won't get hungry, you won't, I mean, you have a lot of support right now. And people are not dying, but our brain is not designed to understand that. So you need to act against that. tendency of being in survival mode. Next is, yeah, socialize, but do it consciously. And I'll say definitely socialize. Don't reduce the way you're like, don't reduce your social networking, because especially in real life, I'm not talking about your LinkedIn and what you guys have, Instagram and all of that. I'm talking about consciously socializing with your family, with your siblings, and with your good friends who you see yourself sharing your future with. And actually get to know these people, get to talk with these people, have deep conversations with these people. um, Share your feelings, your fears, your dreams with them, your hopes with them, and grow with them, evolve with them. Don't feel the need to um, I mean, there's like a very counter family, counter um, friends, counter siblings, counter mom and dad thing that happens in your teen years. And I understand why that happens, but don't say things to your parents or your siblings or anyone you love that you'll regret later on, okay? Don't hurt them. Um, yeah, make newer connections and make friendships across age, across genders. Don't think friendship is only limited to your age group. Have friends from lots of generations, younger than you, older than you. And yes, don't be afraid to cut off toxic people, because toxic people will ruin your life. Toxic people will, there are some people who'll just come to you, vent, and whenever they are in a happy mode, they will never come with you. They will never share their happiness with you. But when they are in misery, they'll come and share it. And there's this thing, there's this like a saying which goes, misery loves company, and that's true. So quit quit staying with miserable people. Have positive vibing friends along with you. And I understand if someone is going through hard times, be kind, but don't let them overstay, and don't let them make you miserable. Next is, yes, set boundaries and enforce them. I mean, there are a lot of books written on these boundary setting skills, but I think the best teacher in this regard is experience, right? So I'll say that have that experience and see how, I mean, you need to know how to deal with people who disrespect what you say. And you need real skills. That's why I'm saying socialize, because when you socialize, you develop these skills. If you don't socialize, if you're constantly cooped up in a room, constantly cooped up following your passions or following your um, dreams and not really socializing, you will miss on this aspect, developing this aspect, and you're going to need this in your 20s and rest of your life. So yeah, communicate your boundaries, enforce them. There's this good YouTube channel called It's Me or the Dog. It's a dog training channel, but I think it has helped me. Again, very counterintuitive or very funny correlation, but it has helped me to set boundaries, especially with people who act like that. Yeah, and yeah, just like I said, Keith, there are some miserable friends you have. So tell them I'm not available as a free therapist for you for 24/7. And if they still disrespect your boundaries, just drop their calls or block them, or when you see them, go the other way, get busy, tell them that I'm sorry, I have to leave, and just go. You don't even have to give them any reason. So if they are disrespecting your boundaries, you don't have to entertain them. Okay, the next thing, be clear what you want out of life and never let anyone talk you out of it. especially your loved ones, as it will spoil. I mean, you will have some resentment against them. So have your vision boards and have a realistic uh, dream that you can achieve. Set smart goals and have that I am attitude, like I can do this, I am already going, I'm taking steps towards this, and don't let people tell you that your dreams are too bizarre or too stupid, or don't let them make you question yourself. Trust me, I have seen a lot of dreams come true, especially for people who have set it out with a good heart, who had good intention, and who really wanted it. I have seen what now people call it law of attraction. Some people call it neuro programming, and I mean there are various names for it, but that's why I say, if you do things from your heart, if you have love based dreams, then it's very it's easier to pursue them, and it's easier to get to them, and you don't have to no one is obligated to know your dreams, not even, I'll say, not even your parents, if they are against it, or if they constantly disclose your dreams to everyone. You just have to keep working at it and tell them that I'll be fine, I'm working, and I'll be fine. And let them, I mean, be obviously be rational about it, but don't let anyone steal your passion, your dream from you. Okay? Next, be ready for the next day. Yes, very important. Keep your bed, desk, your room clean before sleeping, because the cleaner your room, the cleaner your mind. And if ever in life, if you feel bogged down or if you feel cluttered, I'll say start by cleaning your room. It really helps. It's a very easy, simple trick. Does not require anything. Just start cleaning and see how it helps you clear your clear your head. Yes, this is a very good tip that I got from another YouTube channel, and the lady said, clean your home before heading out. So, if you're going out with your friends, if you're going out to a very exciting event, like if suppose there's a birthday that you have to attend, clean your room. Clean your room before going to that event. If you're going to college, clean your bed before going to college, so that when you come home and you're tired, you are welcomed by a cleared space, you're welcomed to a clean vibe, a clean aura, and that really helps you relax. Okay, the next thing is, oh, very important, treat them as they want to be treated. So never try to change people, especially your loved ones, because they are not going to be changed by you. They are going to be changed by their experiences and by the things that they have suffered, and or the pain that they have felt. They cannot be changed because of your cautionary tales, because of your advice, because of you constantly barking at them. No, they cannot. Okay, you cannot fit people in any mold. You cannot say कि this is what a perfect mother is, so you try to become like that perfect mother. You cannot tell to your dad you're not like other dads, or I mean, it's good to give them feedback, but you don't have to become their coach or their therapist. Okay, and this is especially for, I think this is especially the message that I would like to give myself, because I do it a lot, and that's why I am channeling my all of that energy into these kinds of YouTube or these kinds of productive activities, so that actually the people who need it can come and listen to it, and everyone else can mind their own business. Um, yes, and this is a very dark tip, but there are two concepts of ethics. Okay, first is do good, And second is do no evil. Okay, so I will say that when we are young, or the values that at least what I was taught was do good, be kind, be nice. But in the real world, this is a very damaging thought process and a very damaging, disease causing thing. Okay, so don't do good, do no evil. So don't hurt people. Okay, but if someone tries to hurt you, they are going to get hurt. Okay, hurting evil people is not evil. That's what I'm trying to say. So don't be nice or polite to people who have acted like, who have not treated you kindly. Okay, also, now this is a very big thing, or a very, might come as a surprise, but don't be nice to people who are not nice with themselves. Okay, so there will be a guy, there will be a person who will come and be very hard on themselves and say like, oh, I'm so stupid, or oh, I'm so ugly, or all of these bad vibes they'll carry around themselves. And basically they'll think that they are a loser, and you see the potential in them. Okay, because you have a kind heart, you see the potential in them. You go to them and you try to tell them that, oh, you're not a loser, you have a lot of potential, you just have to do this and that. It will backfire, sister. Don't do it. Don't treat them as they are treating themselves. Okay, treat them as they are treating themselves. Don't be extra kind, extra goody goody. Next thing, train people how to treat you. And this links with the above point, because they will treat you as you treat yourself. So first of all, treat yourself like you respect yourself, and you have a lot of self love for yourself, and put yourself first. You can't pour out of an empty cup. Appreciate honestly. If you like something about, if you like some behavior, appreciate it. For example, if my younger brother ever helps me out, I appreciate him and I tell him that, I show it to him, I communicate how much I appreciate it. If my younger sister ever helps me out, ever, sometimes she cooks really nice things for me, I really make it a point to appreciate it and tell it to other people. What happens when you do this is, first of all, they feel really good, you feel really good, and they try to do that again with you. So the good behavior, because it is clapped, they will do it again, so that the good feelings are generated. But on the same way, if someone, and I'm talking about adults here, if some adult or a teenager is cribbing, crying, or treating you disrespectfully, you don't appreciate it. You tell them, if you're upset, you tell them, I'm so upset at you. I don't like the way you're doing this. That's how you train people, right? Just appreciate what you like and communicate what you don't like, and be very clear about what you like and what you don't like. Hmm. Oh yes, and this training people how to treat you is especially true for long-term relationships. Like, if you see the future with this person, like for me, I do it with my siblings, because I see me spending a lot of time with my siblings as we grow older, and I see them as some people, like they'll be there for you for your entire life. So you should train them how to treat you. But for the short run, I'll say that stay away from people who make you question your worth. Now, sometimes what will happen is, obviously, I also suggest cutting back time you spend with toxic people who you cannot run away from, or you cannot cut out of your life. Toxic friends, completely cut them out, but some toxic family members, you are going to see them sometime or the other. So all I'll say that, All I'll say is that stay away from them or try to minimize contact with them, and try not to share a lot of your dreams and aspirations with them. And value yourself as you are right now. You don't have to do anything extra to be valuable or to have extra worth. If you get an extra degree, does not mean that you are worth more. If you were a young, I mean, if you had passed your 10th grade with 10% less, wouldn't have made a difference in your worth. Okay, value yourself and don't let these external parameters define you, and don't let anybody else make you feel less than. And the last thing is be equally open to new ideas and to old traditions. Some new ideas are really useful, and some old traditions are equally useful. For instance, now there has been a lot of research that is going on turmeric, and it has been shown to reverse aging, and it's very good for anti-aging purposes. So, and as you know, turmeric has been traditionally used in our culture so much, especially in the cooking. So follow your grandmom's recipes. They are the healthiest for you. These old traditional things, your festivals, they are really excellent for your mental health. And because they are synced with the seasons, and the seasons are cyclical just like your body, so it is a very beautiful harmony in which you will um, sink into if you follow these traditions, and you'll feel uh, a very different sort of peace when you start following these traditions. And yes, also anthropology. Nowadays, you will find a lot of new treatments, a lot of new ways of living. But I'll say that just go back to the history and see how things were done um, a few years ago, or a few thousand million years ago, because we cannot change the way we are wired. And despite all of the advancements that technology has brought to us, all the good things that it has brought to us, we cannot change the way our body has been programmed without causing harm to ourselves. Okay, so go back to evolution, to anthropology. I think there's this book Sapiens which you can read, very very interesting read, one of the top reads for, I think, one of my top reads as well. So Sapiens is a good book. I'm going to reread that and just go back to our DNA, how we are wired. And yeah, I think that would be that. And if you ever feel like you have lots of questions but no one has the answers to these questions, I'll say that the answer to such questions lies inside of you. So just meditate on it, sit in a calm place, think about it before going to sleep, and you'll be surprised, amazed at the way your brain solves problems. There's this book, Psycho Cybernetics. Yeah, really good, talks about this topic. The answer to all of your questions is actually within yourself, but you just have to approach it from a different mindset or a different state of mind. Yeah, I think that was some Einstein's quote, but I mean, maybe it was Einstein. So I think that is it. Oh, the things that I have marked, star marked, those are actually my personal experiences that I have shared. So that is it. I'll just reread every one of these tips. So sunscreen, skincare, light workouts, fasting, dental care, focus zones, inner work, shadow work, cycle thinking, meditating, affirmations, your gratitude. Follow your intuition, whatever your heart is asking you to do. Socialize, but be very conscious with the way you socialize. Set boundaries, enforce those boundaries, and be clear with what you want out of life. Don't let people bog you down. Be ready for the next day. Treat people as they want to be treated, and train people how to treat you, and value yourself as you are right now, and be open to new ideas and old ideas equally. Okay, and that is how you take care of yourself. Thank you for listening.